Hey everyone, welcome back to my live weekly speaking test series where I respond to this week's latest IELTS questions. Alright, let's go. Part 1. Do you like your hometown? If so, why? Um, well, I don't know, I'm kind of neutral. It's a good place. I mean, it's fun. There's a lot of things around you. Nothing is far away. If you want to go to a hospital, you want a dentist, you want to go to a mall, you want to buy new shoes, everything is so close. You can just walk even to a movie theater, so it's great. I mean, there's obviously issues with, traffic, but it's no longer a big city thing anymore. I think even a medium-sized town would have the same problems, just, less bad, I would say. Uh, Although, I mean, yeah, it is definitely a problem if you're traveling, but I haven't been anywhere in 18 months, so I can't really complain. What's your favorite place in the city? So when I was a child, I remember that we were taken to this planetarium. It was all the way in downtown, and I mean, back then I didn't even know such a place existed, but it was amazing. It was pitch black, and I thought they were gonna show us some movie theater or something. I don't know. I was just like 9, 10 years old, and so they were showing us, I think it was in real time, they were showing us the galaxy, like the Milky Way galaxy, and all the stars and what they're called, like the Big Dipper and, the North Star and whatever else. I don't remember much, but I remember being amazed that, we had such a facility and so few people know about it. Even today, if you, do Google search for things to do in Bombay, you'll find a lot of stuff like go to this restaurant and go to the beach, which is like okay, beaches are fun. You can't swim there though because the water's filthy. That's not a thing. I can't swim anyway, so I'm not bothered. But it's strange that such an amazing place is, I mean, it's basically a hidden gem. So I'd love to like go there once again someday when this whole thing clears up. I think it's great. It's educational. It's fun, and it's really amazing because you feel like you're out in some kind of field where there's no light pollution, except you're in the center of the city. It's a lot of fun. Do you plan to live in your city or move somewhere else in the future? I'm not sure. I'm really open to anything. One thing is for sure, I'm not very rigid and I like change, so I would be open to moving elsewhere. I mean, I'm kind of already over the whole big city thing. I think I would like to just live someplace that's, very small, maybe even like rural, as long as I have good internet and, like no one bothers me. I think I'm good. So that's all I really care about. I'm not really too, into this whole like, going out and clubbing and meeting people kind of thing anyway. So I don't really mind, I would in fact love it if I moved somewhere which was, less noisy for one, where there's zero people. I think that could be fun. Is there anything you dislike about your hometown? There's a lot of things. Just like I think if you ask this question to anyone, they would like give you a laundry list of things. There's no perfect city, and when you live someplace for like a decade, 2 decades, all your life, you kind of have the right to criticize it as much as you want to. And so just like everyone else, I'd probably say that yeah, the traffic is awful. Despite, I mean, I can see that there's been so much development. They've widened roads, they've built more metro lines. I mean, there's so much that's being done, and the problem still continues. It doesn't matter if you travel by train, you take a taxi, go by Uber, cycle, do whatever. But I mean, to go from one place to another, you have to do so many. I mean, you have to do so much math. Like, oh, I have to be somewhere at 10 a.m. That means I have to reach the place at 9:45 because who knows if a road is shut down or something. That means I have to leave home at 8:45, maybe 8:30, maybe even 8, and that means I have to wake up at like 6 because it's a lot of stress. And I'm not affected by it because I no longer have to travel to a workplace or go to university, so I don't mind. But it definitely puts a dampener on things when you want to go somewhere. And the whole thing, I mean, the experience of being out there and stuck in traffic and having to breathe all the fumes, it's really disgusting, to be honest. And of course, the roads. I mean, some of the roads are really good, and I've obviously seen a lot of improvement. But it just feels like every year. I mean, there's so many issues. It's the same problems. The roads, they crack or they've got potholes, and no matter how much they fill them in, they just keep reappearing. It's like magic, really, almost. I mean, really, what are they even doing? Okay, so we come to part two. Let's see what we have here. Talk about something you bought recently that you are happy about. You should say what is it, where did you purchase it, when did you purchase it, and explain why you're happy about that purchase. Okay, this is a good question. Honestly, I bought a lot of things that I am happy about. I mean, yeah, I have purchased a lot of things I'm unhappy about as well. It seems every time you buy something from Amazon, it comes, out to be defective. So I'm not very happy about that. But anyway, the one thing that really pops up in my mind, despite the fact that I've made a lot of purchases over the past, year, because there's nothing else to do except, like eat and buy stuff, is I bought a bunch of handbags, but one in particular is a really cute. It's adorable. It's really small, not really small. I mean, it's a purse. It's approximately the size of a standard smartphone, and I I forgot when I bought it. It was just I think a couple months ago, and it was on sale. So I figured that hey, this is amazing. I mean, I really wanted one ever since I saw it, but I was just waiting for the right time. And it's made of, I'm not sure what kind of leather it is. I know it's real leather though, because I mean I would never buy like plastic or something weird like that. I just hate the feeling of plastic. So it's yeah, like I said, it's really not very big. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to really go out with it, even though I would love to. But even just looking at it, brings me so much joy. I mean, you can't store much in it. I can't even store a water bottle or something. Just my phone, maybe some, cards and cash and keys, and that's it. Maybe like a few breath mints or something. Maybe like a transport pass or something. So it's really not big, but it's really adorable. You can hold it, the handle's really cute, or you can, sling it over your shoulder. And I actually bought it from this really tiny boutique online. They sell small leather goods and bags, and honestly, I prefer the idea of, patronizing a smaller boutique or store, a small business compared to like a large conglomerate, because you're buying from some place that's very well known or popular really doesn't equal quality. I mean, if you ever purchase something from H&M or Zara, the quality is awful. I mean, they're making the stuff in sweatshops in Bangladesh and where else, and I mean, they're exploiting people, paying them like less than $1 an hour, and it's plastic. It's not even something that's going to last you a very long time. I mean, at most you buy something, it goes bad within a year, but something like leather, I mean, if you all you have to do is take care of it, and it lasts you for such a long time. I had this wallet that my mom had, and it was, I don't know, I mean, 8 to 10 years old. Of course I lost it someplace, but it was really good as new. All you have to do is take care of it and moisturize it. So yeah, I'm pretty glad that I bought it. I got it at a great price. I really enjoy sales. I think everyone does that, but especially because it's just so adorable. I really wanted something like that, and I finally got it. Of course, it never ends. They come out with new collections, and you always feel like, oh, I want that thing as well. But I did kind of see a lot of things I wanted to buy, but I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to, buy things for the sake of it. So I put a stop to that. Okay, let's see what we have for part three. Why do people go shopping? Well, why do people go shopping? Because they need stuff. Duh. I mean, what else would it be? You need stuff, or you're just maybe, sometimes it can be that you're just trying to hang out someplace like a mall or something, and there's stores. I mean, that's all they have, stores and food courts. So you need something, so you go out and buy it. It can even just be a hobby. Of course, it's not very productive. If you're gonna be really pedantic, the meaning of a hobby is just something that's productive, something that's good, not just something that's plainly fun, which shopping can be. I mean, I personally think it can be annoying as well, but it actually is something that, I mean, again, everyone has different ways of coping with things. Some people might eat a lot, some people might just buy things, like, we call it retail therapy. So you could have any kind of reason. I mean, you would have as many reasons as you would have people on the planet. Why are shopping malls the best place to shop? I don't agree with that. I don't think they're the best place to shop. I mean, yeah, I've purchased things from malls before. Would I say the experience was good? It was okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't like the idea of having so many people around me. And I don't know, it's just not tacky, but it's just, there's nothing interesting. It's just a mall. It's not some cultural emblem. I don't know why people get so excited about shopping malls, really. Well, there is a place that I like that's inside a shopping mall, but it's a grocery store. But I really enjoy actually shopping for groceries. But other than that, if you're just talking about buying stuff like, clothes, shoes, and household goods, I would say one thing that I could say, of course, is, if you are in a mall, you of course have a lot of choice, a lot of variety. And yeah, of course, I mean, I remember when I was trying to buy a handbag, and I mean, they had a bunch of stores in the mall, and so I went to one place and I was like, I liked a couple things, but I figured, hey, let me look around and see what else is there. So you have choice, you can kind of price shop and, look around and see what you like. So they're good, but not the best. I would prefer, like I said earlier as well, I like small businesses, smaller stores. The service is better, it's more personalized, and you kind of build a rapport with the sales team, or the owner sometimes. I remember we had this really cute tiny store that closed a long time ago, but that there was some old man who was selling leather goods, cute bags, purses, wallets, keychains, all kinds of stuff. And it was a really nice store. Nothing fancy, of course, but it was good. Do people find it normal to bargain for a price in your country? Yeah, it's not just normal, it's expected, and it's so common. It annoys me, to be honest. I find it rude and insulting that you would, bargain, especially because people bargain at the oddest places. It's weird. No one's gonna go on to like Apple's website and hit, chat with customer support and say, oh, well, why is this product so expensive? Can you give me a discount? No one does that. But people are going to go and bargain with somebody who sells spinach by the roadside. Okay, can you just, give me a little discount? I mean, what is this crazy? It's honestly, you can afford it. You can afford to pay the person who is selling groceries by the roadside a few more, bucks compared to a larger conglomerate. And I mean, I'm personally very incensed by this topic, because I mean, hey, if the price isn't okay with you, then just go somewhere else. Why do you have to bargain? Unless, of course, you're in a tourist trap kind of area where the prices are inflated, where, some people consider it an art, which is like, okay, well, I mean, some people expect it, which is okay, but then as someone who does sell services myself, and, who has been on the other end, so to speak, I mean, I quickly, of course, shut down such conversations, but it's really rude and disrespectful, and that has to really stop. I don't like the idea, especially when we're talking about people who provide you a service, like, carpentry, or I mean, it's a different thing to talk about a quote, right? A quote for services. Let's say it's ad hoc, and someone's like doing 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours of work or something. Negotiating, that's a different thing, but outright bargaining and always be like, can it be lower, can it be lower, can you give me a discount, can you give me a special rate? All that is just, I think we as a culture need to really stop that. Are there any good or small boutique shops in your city? Absolutely, we have so many. I mean, I guess it's one of the benefits of living in a city because you have so many stores, tiny and independent as well. One that I really like is this leather goods store called High Design. They really sell really high quality stuff. I enjoy, going to the showrooms and looking at stuff. Of course, I feel like, oh, all this is so good. I want this and that, but then you kind of have to control yourself. There's also a range of other stores. We have this chain of stores that's specifically only in this one suburb, and the store is just named like, I forgot the name actually. It's been so long since I went there. But it's very popular. It's a place you buy mobile phones, you can buy clothing, you can buy, cosmetics, and they have the best like range and quality. But of course, that's just you're talking about, like retail stuff. I'm sure there are others. There are some chains, sorry, I mean tinier stores which sell shoes and furniture as well. There's this furniture brand called Parrot and Lily. They have such amazing designs. And they're all inspired by Rococo furniture and Baroque furniture and stuff like that. Of course, whereas with boutiques the prices can be on the higher end, but it's really good workmanship and really good quality. Of course, it's all very made to order and personalized. But that's what I like about boutique stores, and I prefer that over shopping malls, as I said earlier. Do you agree that high price necessarily means good quality? It can be at times because obviously, I mean, if you're talking about, let's say, something that's handmade, or well, let's take fabric that's printed and it's hand painted. I forgot what the term is called, block printing or something. It's all handmade. But then you have, you can just you can, I don't know the process. I'm not like a fabric person or something, but you can print fabric pretty easily, and that's obviously cheap. It's less resource intensive, it's less labor intensive, so it's going to be cheaper, isn't it? So in many respects, I mean, you get what you pay for after all, especially when it comes to services. um, you know, this is why I don't really. At the same time, it's not entirely true because of course you have prices. Sometimes they can be astronomical, and the quality of the product really doesn't justify the price in many cases. I mean, I was considering when I was buying I wanted a new laptop, and so I was just like searching around for stuff, and people are, oh, MacBooks are great and they're amazing, but like I've personally known so many people. And if you follow, I mean, if you've ever been to YouTube and you've searched for laptop repairs, you probably come across this person called Louis Rossmann, who he basically, I mean, fights Apple because they don't allow you to, buy your own screwdrivers and stuff like that to, fix their machines. So not only are they badly made, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate from people who are fanboys and fangirls of Apple, but the thing is that even if you were to repair it, which come on, any kind of electronic item is going to need repairs, it's kind of a given. So well, that turns out to be pretty expensive, if you're considering repairing an Apple device. Not because, oh, the quality is so great. I mean, people are complaining about how their chargers have an issue, and the display always has an issue. So, I mean, what exactly are you paying such a high price for? An SSD? Okay, I can understand that because my own laptop has an SSD, and it would definitely have been cheaper to just buy one with a hard drive. But everyone knows that an SSD is a better choice. So sure, if I can see something that's obviously, I mean, the purse that I bought, for example, is definitely higher than average, but at the same time, it's pure leather. It's not some plastic stuff that's just gonna go bad in like 5 or 6 months. It's gonna last for decades, 10, 20, as long as I want it to. So in some cases it can be justified, but then there's cases where it's just crazy. It doesn't make any sense, and well, at that point it's just a luxury good, really. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I think that's all for today. These were some really nice questions. So we'll check back. This is Saturday, so you can check back on Wednesday. I'll write a new essay. And of course, if you're just interested in speaking, then you'll come back next week. All right, then. So we'll see you next time. Bye bye.